Jumping right into it, the pinkish orange line is intrinsic value, and the other lines represent the premiums for contracts between 7 days and 49 days from expiration. If we were to animate this over time, we would notice that the balls would either roll up or down the hill, depending on if share prices went up or down, and all of these lines would be falling toward the intrinsic value line and falling faster as they got closer to it. And this is because of time decay. So another way to visualize this would be to look at the time values and imagine these hills, or peaks if you will, gradually falling and falling faster as they approach expiration. Continuing with the visualization, let's imagine we took the data from the $28 strike price and rotated the chart. We would see this shape right here, and you can see how as we approach expiration the rate of decay increases. This is the rate of decay per hour on each of the contracts, and of course the 7-day contracts that are nearest to the money decay the fastest. So coming over here, now we're going to talk about the investment strategy, and this involves selling a covered call that is at the money and then buying the 2-week covered call. So you sell the 7-day call and you buy the 14-day call. And why would you want to do this? Well, this chart you're looking at here is a zoomed in version of the first chart that we looked at, and it's just taking into account the 7-day and 14-day contracts. And so if we assume that share prices stay the same and implied volatility stays the same, you would see this red line falling to this blue line, or this red dot coming down to this blue dot, so it's like about 170 to 120, so it would lose $50. You would see this blue dot dropping all the way down to this orange dot here, and that's a little over $100. So in this case, if you sell this contract, and let's say the share price stays exactly the same, so this contract goes from $120 to $17, and the contract you bought sort of as a hedge in case share prices go up, well, this is only going to come down to here, and there's obviously a difference there that would be favorable. This green line represents the middle point, assuming if the red dot were to fall as much as the green dot. Okay, does that make sense? If I should say, if the red dot fell as much as the blue dot. So the distance between blue and orange and red and green is the same, and it represents that exploitable difference, and you want to exploit that difference when it's at its maximum. That happens to be $28. So coming over to this last chart here, we can see our dotted line, and this effectively represents the line that this red dot has to stay above before it ends up being a losing trade. If share prices drop significantly, meaning like if it's 28, so like you're up at 32, it's unfavorable. Let's say it dropped from $28 all the way down to $24. Well, then your strategy of hedging with this more expensive call would actually lose you more. But in most cases, you would think that this ball is going to end up somewhere on this part of the line rather than this part over here, since the majority of this line is above that, what is that green line. Just coming back over here, there's our 28, is right here where my cursor is. It would have to, of all the places it could fall, to the left or the right, it would have to fall like over here before it would be a loss. So in the majority of cases as it plays out, you're going to find that, at least I think you're going to find that it's going to be most of the time favorable.